I have a small electrical problem affecting the driver's side headlamp on this 2006 Mitsubishi Lancer. This problem though isn't unique to only this make and model or year. This can affect any vehicle or all vehicles. The reason for it is this comes down to an electrical contact issue between the headlight's light bulb socket and the wiring harness socket on the vehicle. When these two sockets clip together, just because the plastic sockets clip together, it doesn't mean that there is good electrical contact. There should be, but over time the little crimp-on terminals inside the sockets vibrate loose and away from each other. So that's what's happening here. I'll show you how it looks like and I'll show you what you can do about it. It's very simple to fix it. It doesn't cost any money. I just grabbed these tweezers and this safety pin from the bathroom. So that's all the tools I need. And how the problem looks like, of course, is right now the headlight is on and it's powered. And if I reach in there with my hand and just move the socket side to side or up and down, it's gonna be not powered like this. Okay, so that's a problem if it vibrates in such a manner that it goes dark. Okay, so because this is an electrical issue, first things first, turn off the engine and turn off the headlights, so that because the headlights can be powered without the engine running, so this way it's off. Also recommend that because I'm gonna expose some metal parts inside the socket, and also recommend that you disconnect the battery, either the negative terminal or the positive, it doesn't matter, just disconnect one of them, because if you do the same and if that metal crimp-on terminal touches the car's body somewhere and you fry a whole bunch of electronics, I don't know, the computer is over $1,000, so it can be problematic. The work area is very small, it's this much, and is usually difficult to get to these sockets, and there isn't a whole lot of light here. So this is the wirings. The wiring harness is a female socket. It looks like this. It's semicircular shape and has 3 crimp-on wire connectors in it, inside this plastic molding. So this is the problem. On the other side, let me just remove the lock ring that holds the light bulb in place. So just put it somewhere there where it doesn't get knocked out of place. And if I take out the light bulb, then you can see the light bulb has also this semicircular shape, and there are 3 corresponding terminals on the light bulb socket that lead to the 3 electrodes inside the light bulb. So I don't want to touch the light bulb with my finger or dirty it, because it's gonna burn out in no time, and light bulbs are somewhat expensive or unnecessary to destroy them. So this is the socket that I'm gonna be working on, and the problem is, like I said, let me just grab a tweezers here. The problem is that these crimp-on terminals here inside this plastic socket move back away. When the light bulb is pushed into this slot here, they move further back. Now the terminals on the light bulb aren't long enough or necessarily, so they make a loose connection there. Either one of the sides, or it could be this one here, the 3rd pin here. So these 2 would be positive and this one would be a negative terminal in vehicle electronics. It doesn't matter which one, it can affect, or it can happen to any of these. So using this safety pin, let me show you what the problem is, because fixing it is very simple. You have to shove these ones further forward from behind. On the back side you can see that there is some kind of a grommet there that seals the wiring terminal from getting the rain or water to it. So this metal wiring terminal clips in place, and you need to wedge this safety pin between the spring tab of the socket, like so, and the wiring terminal there. So now this safety pin is holding the spring tab on the socket away from one surface on this crimp-on connector, and this could be shoved out fairly easily like this towards the back. I'm going to take out the safety pin at this point because I kind of like the thickness of it and its shape. So you can kind of see that there is a black spring plate that was compressed with this safety pin so that it releases this wire here. It can be pulled out at the back and it looks like this. It comes with this rubber grommet, so you don't have to take it out from this socket. I'm just showing you what the problem is. The problem is this rectangular recess here in this crimp-on connector. This rectangular recess has a length of 3 millimeters or so, about 1/8 of an inch, and on the socket the spring tab that was compressed with the safety pin engages with this crimp-on terminal's rectangular hole there, or recess. You can see there is room here for movement, plus or minus, or fore and aft about 3 millimeters. So that's the problem. When the light bulb's terminal is shoved into this part here on the terminal, it's also moved back because it can, because of the length of this rectangular recess, it can move back enough to develop an open, and then the headlight is not running, even though there's nothing wrong with the headlight bulb. So what I'm gonna do is put it back in. I'm trying to do it with one hand without touching the metal components on the car's body. Let's see, is it rotated right? Looking reasonable. And when it's in and it's correctly placed, I'll just move it back a little bit so I can get two hands in here possibly. There. Okay, it's gonna click in place. Listen for the click. Maybe. Yeah. Doesn't make a really strong clicking sound anymore. So what needs to be done, like I said, when it's on the light bulb, you have to push by the grommet there, this whole thing forward using the tweezers or whatever you can get to it with. Alright, now I'm gonna grab the light bulb and put the light bulb back in here like so, and let's see, there, that's nice there. Put the lock ring on it and clip it together just like so. Now they're together again, and in this position, maybe it's something less sharp, whatever you want to use and whatever fits the space. I'm gonna move this forward. This grommet is crimped in place with the terminal, so the grommet is not gonna be affected or whatever. It is moving the whole wire, everything forward. So this is what you need to do on all three of them, and then you're done. And then the light bulb will have solid electrical contact. Thank you very much for watching. That's what I wanted to share. Sorry about the picture. It's a really tight space.